Matthew, can you just put your camera angle so that you're not being cut off at the nose? Thank you.
Is that better?
That's much better. And the paintings are lovely, so gives us a nice backdrop.
It's sort of interesting. Mectros didn't say 2 no trumps, but 2 diamonds, the diamond suit being so much better than the club suit. And that may create an issue.
So what do we think 3 clubs says here on the left? Some sort of forcing, I've got points over here, tell me more. Or just a straight raise in hearts? Well, looks like a straight raise in hearts if they've gone to 4 hearts. Well, there's nothing in that contract 4 hearts is going to make easily. And on the other table, yeah, that's the one where they made 12. Remember, they didn't get the defence right. We'll watch the defence this time and see whether they get it right. I think our friend from London pointed that out to us. So on the right, Joe Grew has opened 1 diamond, non-vul versus vul. So 2 clubs looks pretty natural, 2 hearts.
Showing spades?
Looks like it, doesn't it?
It is.
Double from North saying, well, I'm actually holding the hearts here. 2 spades, and they're going to pass out in 2 spades. But we're not getting much excitement at the moment, except on the left they have gone to 5.
Yes, we are. Look at the board on the left. They're about to possibly race to a slambo.
Well, the defence will be really important if it's in slam. No,
except no. I don't know if that bidding is now. Who knows what? Oh, game on still by the look of this.
Yeah. So will he? Well, South might come in with 6 diamonds now. What do you think?
I think South is more likely to come in with a double, asking for a club lead.
The boss is here. Sartaj is on. Great to have you, sir.
Oh, hello, everyone. Look, I'm in and out.
Yeah.
So Zia doubles 5 hearts, not for penalties. Given that he made a preemptive raise, he's hoping that his double asks partner to give him a rough in a suit. And he's hoping Mextroth will guess to lead the 2 of clubs. No, didn't work. There we go.
Well, it didn't work yesterday and it cost them a match. Sartaj, did you see that?
I saw the rough hand yesterday.
Late in the game, they were leading at the time, and I think, what do they drop, 12 or 14 or something on it, on that one hand, because of not getting their signals or understanding the signals correctly. Let out the ace, I think, at the first trick. Whatever way, it was a disastrous turn of events because the US lost the match as a result.
I guess they could have cut their losses, right? Because their teammates.
Now, both Ron and Sartaj have interests in the mixed event that's going on. Go, Sartaj. Yep.
Well, I had a hand in the last Bermuda ball where something similar happened against me. I got to 5 diamonds, and my right-hand opponent, who had been bidding spades, just made a double out of the blue. And it wasn't alerted, and Rosie, can you stop? It wasn't alerted, and it went all past, and my lefty led a heart to give righty a rough at trick 1. and I played the wrong card from dummy and I went down in a cold game. Well, the fact that they didn't alert it just showed how, in their impression, it was just a normal thing. You know, you bid one suit and then you double at the game level. It just asks, give me a rough. That's the story in a practiced high-level partnership. But Zia and Mextroth haven't played that much together. They are great legends of this game. And I'm sure this hand will have some discussion later on where Zia will offer his honest opinion and Mextroth will tell him back about what he thinks of his honest opinion. So yes, this will be interesting postmortem they'll have later.
On 21, it's interesting that East passed his hand.
So would you have opened on the left, Sartaj, non-vulnerable against vulnerable, 10 points, 5-4 shape?
Yeah, I think it's probably it's very nice 10-point, good suit. Favorite only because we are white against red. Any other time I'm conservative, but here I probably would open. Yeah. Sorry, I just got to mute myself. I've got the girls making too much noise in the background. So I'll be back a bit later in the
That's okay. And
maybe
I can't hear the girls, so that don't get too bad.
Yeah, all right. Okay, well in that case I'll stick around a bit more.
So they
It might
obviously
be
don't
just
put
me.
the things to bed.
Sorry, what was that? I missed.
Obviously, the modern way of children putting themselves to bed is not working.
Yeah.
I know I let them have a late night on a Friday.
Weekend. So on the left, we've ended up with North-South playing in 3 clubs. That's the US playing in 3 clubs, where on the other table it was played also by the US in 2 spades, and they made 3. So do they make 3 clubs here? Looks what? They've got 4 losers, haven't they? 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4, 5 losers, depending on the lead. Well, that's a good lead for the US, I think. But wasted values now in spades. So Sartaj, they should still lose 2 hearts, 2 diamonds, and a club, shouldn't they? Which would be off.
It's likely down 1 in
Um,
3 clubs.
Yeah, which would be 50, and on the other table they made 140.
No, it's 100 because North-South are vulnerable. So it'll be 1 imp to USA. Most likely, but strange things happen sometimes. There you go. It's gone heart. And if he plays another heart, he will just cash the king of diamonds. And the Polish players love to give count. So the default king, jack, 8 will be count, and he will know to cash another diamond, and then he will cash the ace of diamonds, on which West will probably play the 6. Oh, he played the 7. I would have thought the 6 would be suit preference, asking for the return of a heart, which gives declarer a guess on the trump promotion. But yep, Didn't really happen. Declare would have to guess who to play for the 10 of clubs. And it doesn't look like they put him to the test, or maybe they did and he got it right.
Have anybody read Zia's new book yet?
Sartaj has, I
Yeah,
think.
I've read his book and I think it's great. I really enjoyed it. Has anybody else read his book?
No. Is it available in Australia yet?
I don't know if he had a supply of them here, we could all go and buy the book and get him to sign them for us.
I thought he was going to do that, Peter. I thought he was bringing a few books to Marrakesh and he was going to do a book signing at some point.
Yeah. I'll ask him whether he's got some books here for us.
Right.
All right, so we're both on the same table now, same board at least. So they're playing in 4 spades on the south and a 4-4 fit. Pretty ugly cards. So, Sartaj, when you come to play the spades on the right hand board, how do you play that sequence?
So if you have 10-8 fourth opposite king fourth, so let's look at it. You should probably assume spades are 3-2. So spade to the king and a spade will pick up anytime the ace of spades is onside. And picks up nothing if the ace of spades is offside. So it's probably right to duck the first round of spades. Unless there's any risks of the hand. Oh, no, wait a second. He's got other things to do. He's got, does he? I'm not sure. Oh, Rosie's jumping all over. Sorry.
Yeah, she looks gorgeous.
I think this hand wasn't one where you had to look at the spade suit. He had to look at the whole hand in the context of how the play would develop. So ducking a spade was not really a practical play because you have to rough 2 clubs in dummy. So spade to the king was probably the best way to play it. And here it worked very well. Now he'll rough another club and... Oh, what do you do after that? The problem now, Declarer's problem is this. If he just plays a spade and the defense taps him with a club, he's run out of trumps when he still has a diamond trick that he needs to set up. Right? Declarer so far has 7 spade tricks, another spade to come 8, and a heart is 9. So the best play here might actually be to play a diamond rather than a spade. The risk with a spade is, let's say he plays a spade, it goes queen, low, ace. They play the jack of spades. They play another club, you rough. You play the 10 of diamonds to the queen. And West could have had a winning club to cash. Not on this hand, but on a different hand. Yeah, that's why he makes the more accurate play of playing a diamond right now.
Good call.
And the defense can no longer tap him twice, which is, so the defense, yeah, his diamonds are set up. This in turn could have been the wrong play if Moss were now to play a club and East were in a position to rough the club. So, I mean, it wasn't 100% safe play. It was potentially risking the contract.
Oh, looks as how Zia's going. I wonder how Zia's going to play this hand, given he started with the same spade, with a spade. No, he's received the spade.
I think Zia's going to play the same. He's going to go ace of clubs, diamond to the ace, rough a club, diamond to king, rough a club, and then he's going to have a think. That's my prediction. We'll see how we go. Oh, I see. There's another option, which is to go ace of hearts, rough a heart, cross to the ace of clubs, rough a heart. That's also a candidate, I suppose. It's a bit more risky. Yeah. So it's going for the ace of clubs, cross to a diamond. One thing Zia I know is very good at is watching the opponent's signals. He's very good at retaining what cards they have played. And that will help him at this key point when he's going to go ace of diamonds, rough a club, and he has to work out whether he's at any risk of going down in this contract. As we saw before, neither play is fully safe. Oh, he's just played a diamond. He hasn't even taken very long to think about it. So diamond would have been wrong if East held 2 diamonds, 4 clubs, 2 spades, and 5 hearts. If East were 2-5, 2-4, West would win the diamond and play a club, and East would score his queen of spades, and West would have the ace, jack, doubleton spade to come. So I actually thought Zia had a problem, a decision to take, but perhaps he worked it out very quickly. While we were talking, he was thinking and taking action.
Jill McGee's with us. It was a bit later on this morning, I noticed. Margaret Foster. Neville, you got any scores for us?
No, I think I'll just do one more.
Okay, you keep looking. So in the Open, we're leading UAE 14-13. It's a game we need to pick up a whole lot of points on. In the women's, we are leading 16-5 over China. Oh, that's a good one. Girls need a bit of a psychological boost. That would help if they could win that match. The seniors versus Pakistan. Yes, because I had a good Pakistan man behind me at the start of the play. 10-6. And the mixed versus Egypt. Not much of a score, 3-2. Get yourself out of the shot. Okay, yep. No, I wanted the equipment. I want to see the equipment, not me. Okay, that's true. I've got a big head. I can't do much about that. Okay, what's going on here, boys? So 3 spades on the right.
It's interesting if he may be tempted on 22 to ruffian dummy, but then he can't extract trumps easily. So he may end up being much worse off than letting it trumping in hand when he can extract one more trump.
No, but I think it's a fallacy because there's only 2 clubs outstanding. And if the 2 clubs are split, you should rough in hand and play a spade because they
That's what I meant.
cash 2 spades and they don't have any more winners to cash. And if the clubs are together in the same hand, then you're just, well, basically it doesn't matter what you do. So discarding a heart from dummy is 100%. Well, whenever you can make, you would make by pitching a heart from dummy. Does that make sense what I'm talking about? Oh, he's roughed in dummy? What?
During the play earlier, did East play the king of clubs?
Oh, I guess he knew from the shape that there was no shape, but that's sort of I guess he knew that West had 4 clubs, 3 diamonds. And so if he had 3 spades, he would only have 3 hearts. So he can just go ace of hearts, heart draw. Right. Right. It didn't matter. Yeah. There's so many scores to check in today. There's this match, there's New Zealand Open playing, and there's all the Australian teams to come. It's quite a busy session, Peter.
Yeah. Oh, Alison must just have arrived. One of the things I can tell you guys is no drink is ever cold in this town. I think they have a limitation on the amount of power anybody's allowed to use, and therefore refrigeration only works at half. But even in the hotel,
You can't get a cold beer.
no. And so, yeah, drinking lukewarm drinks in Australia. Thank you very much, Alison.
It came out of the fridge, but
Yeah,
that's and there's no diet. It's either 0 or full strength.
look at me. It's not going to make much difference to me. So, yeah, and I tell you what, but drinking Coke here is the safest line. It stops, hopefully, to try and avoid some of the sicknesses that some people have had. We had another one in the open team overnight.
We did.
Yeah, so the boys were upset this morning. Ashley went down.
Yeah, New Zealand.
I always think of Ash as being Australian because he's a mate and
Yeah, I know. New Zealand.
He lives in Sydney. Okay, I
The
agree.
Australian are all okay.
Yeah, gosh, okay, how about that one?
So I was just looking at the Australian teams. The mixed team has the best chance of qualifying. They're running 9th. And the seniors team also have a good chance. They just need one decent match to be back in the run. So they
Mixed
are our
teams
2
in it.
hopes.
The mixed teams in it.
There was a time like that.
What's that, Ron?
Sorry, the mixed team's in a great position. They've only got one team in the top half to play, and the other 4 or 5 matches are in the bottom half field. So hopefully they should do better there.
Let me tell you a funny story on this. About 20 years ago, I played a world championship on the Australian team, and we came back home and analyzed our results. And against the top half of the field, our average number of victory points was something like, you know, back in the day it was a 25 victory point scale. So 15 was average. Our average victory points against the top half of the field was something like 15.5. And against the bottom half of the field, the average victory points something like 16. There was just like no difference in how we did. I mean, that was, and then I looked at the Americans and they just decimated the weak teams. The very top teams are very good at totally extracting maximum points against weak teams.
Well, we've had some
Yeah,
surprise
have a look
teams.
at what happened on the right hand screen here. Moss underled the ace of hearts, and Declarer didn't put up the king.
What was the auction? Was there some reason to put up the king? Because, you know, normally you would just play small. Looks like the ace of hearts is offside. Oh, I see. He had bid hearts twice. Right.
Oh, Ron's friend, brother, bro Lucius is on commentating on the left. I don't think he got in yesterday. He was trying to get in all day. So if you look over the bottom left-hand bottom, you can see on the chat there. That's David Bird from England. They're complaining
Why
that they
they
don't
stop-
have voice on their system.
Why is that, Peter? Why have they stopped voice?
I can't remember the politics, Ron. I just don't think they got the technology right. That was the problem.
Oh, by the way, in terms of the mixed team last night, where there was a two VP fine for a phone incident from the opposing team, which is why it doesn't add up to 20.
And the penalty was for time, was it?
No,
guys,
the penalty-
guys, I've just got to, sorry, yeah, go, no, finish this. I've got something great to report after this. Yeah, finish.
Yeah, it was there was a phone infraction from the opposing team, and they got fined two VPs because of that.
Okay. Sartaj, you're on.
Peter, could you bring up the previous board 22 on one of the screens? I've got something incredible to report, I think.
Okay, well, you know I have trouble doing this. Hang on. This is the best.
Oh yeah,
Just
just here
wait.
at the bottom.
Hang on, I'm trying to do it here. How do I make it happen that way? All right, well, if you look, you have to have good eyesight to tell the story. Go on.
So on board 22, in the Australian mixed team match, Lauren Travis as West found an amazing lead of the 5 of spades against 4 spades. And we can all see that the winning play is to put the king of spades up and then take the 2 club roughs like Zia and his colleague did. But imagine Declarer's point of view. You know, you're in 4 spades. The defense leads a low spade. Dummy has king 4th. You have 10 4th. It's so natural to just play low from dummy. And if you do that, you can no longer make the contract after spade to the queen, spade to the ace, and a 3rd round of spades. So incredibly successful lead by Lauren Travis. What, I mean, leading a trump from ace jack small is so unusual that I have never seen it, nor done it, or had anyone do it against me. And yet here it was such a winning lead. So great work by Lauren Travis.
So Lauren Travis playing with Phil Markey in the ANC, won one event and came second in the other, I think. So they're having a great run at the moment. Won the Datums, that's it. Our boss behind me chimes in with they won the Datums. It's interesting that our mixed team is the young team too, because Sophie, Lauren, Who's the third
Renee.
one, Alison?
So Lauren, the other female.
Renee and Ben.
And Renee, and of course, Renee, you know, genius, young. So that is great signs for bridge in Australia in the future for our competition, particularly for females. That 3 young women are doing so well.
Alison, why aren't the datums published? Why aren't they available?
Okay, I don't know if Alison, I think Alison can't hear you, but the answer to the question is, which I disagree, but it's out of our control as I understand it. But she can come and give her own comments. The situation is that they don't declare the datums until the end of the round robin. And then I think they only declare or show the top half or third or 2/3 or something like that. Yep.
The captains have the datums all the way through.
Yeah, the captains get them every day, so they know the datums for their players,
That's correct.
but they're not published until the end, and then they don't publish them all, do they?
No.
Alison? So that's the answer, Rob. I have the boss informing me.
Captains can share with their team if they wish to,
So Alison says the captains can share it with their team if they want to.
but they're not allowed to be published.
Yeah, but they can't be published, so they're not game to tell
They're
me.
allowed to put them on Facebook or out on social media.
Yeah.
We can't see the right-hand board totally.
Oh, sorry, mate. Okay, thank you. There you are.
I actually think that's wrong. I mean, the datums are available to people that want to actually grind them out and figure them out, etc. But withholding statistics because it may be damaging egos or whatever just seems wrong to me.
I completely agree with Ron, and Alison Ron is saying that he thinks it's completely wrong, that just protecting people's egos shouldn't be the point. And Neville's nodding his head as well, but that's, I think, a WBF restriction, not an Australian restriction.
No, it's got nothing to do with us. It's
So it's out of our control.
out of our control. It's WBF agreement.
So
That's what I was thinking.
perhaps we should get Ben to argue that for us. I don't know. I'm sure he doesn't want to be involved. As you all know, Ben Thompson is the first vice president of the WBF. So he's here in 2 roles, A, to attend WBF meetings, and he's here playing in the mixed very successfully at the moment. I don't want to put a hex on our teams. That's the point. Commentators curse. I don't want to say too much expectation for them.
Someone's going to cost their public. Robert
Truworth's come and joined us. If you'd like to join in, we'd love to have you. Okay. Obviously sitting out the first round, plays with Jamie Thompson. Lovely young man. And Robert's been out of bridge for a number of years and has come back to it. So perhaps he might like to tell us why and how. What's happening here, Sartaj? Anything dramatic? The
Well,
score-
Mextroth was bid a bit too much, but I'm not sure how much of cost there is going to be. He's in 4 spades doubled.
So on the left, Mextroth's in 4 spades doubled, yep.
And I
This
mean,
is
declare
Australia.
defense will likely play ace of trumps trump. And he will make 4 spades, a heart 5, 2 rough 7, a diamond 8. Maybe he'll manage to make another trick somehow. So he's probably 500, maybe 200, but It's a pretty fortunate outcome for his action, which was very, very out there.
So what did East have on? They lose a heart, a diamond, clubs on side. So East West had 4 hearts on for sure. So it comes down to how much does Maxtroff go off on this hand?
Well, I mean, I'm looking at it, and it sounds like if he wins the Jack of Spades and plays a low diamond, West gets on play and might get a bit nervous. And the diamonds.
When he overtake spade, play a club up, looking to pitch a diamond and go cross referee.
No, but look at the effect at this stage. If he doesn't overtake and just plays a low diamond, West is on play and is in quite a compromised position. He can't play a big diamond back. But I see, to your point, Ron, perhaps if East has a diamond honor and you play a diamond now, the defense can play a third trump. So maybe you should just overtake, take a couple of hard troughs while you can, and get off dummy with the king of clubs, building some rough entries to your hand. So let's see. If you overtake, go king of hearts, heart rough, king of clubs, rough a club, rough a heart, rough a club. What do you score? You score 4 spades, a heart 5, 2 roughs and dummy is 7, and the ace of diamonds is 8. It's not very much, so you might as well play for this. And now you're threatening to just give up a heart and a club. This is the same down too, as long as West comes out the Jack of Hearts. Jack of Hearts, King. You can.
And so for Rob's information, I know he's looking at his phone, so I'm sure he's looking at his results. They're pretty even, 14-13 at the moment. Yeah, they are UAE, which is the boys are talking about UAE behind me. They seem to have big wins and big losses in some of the divisions.
I think Maxtroth is now threatening to set up the long diamond. So let's say it goes Jack of Hearts, King. He goes Ace of Diamonds, roughs a diamond, roughs a heart, roughs a diamond, roughs a heart, and plays a diamond pitching a club. That comes to the same thing. He loses that trick and a heart to come. So it looks like it's down to, unless West makes a big blunder of coming back the king of diamonds, in which case declarer makes, or in which case it's down 1.
I noticed in the mixed, they actually made 5 spades against Australia, doubled.
Really? 5 spades doubled?
5 spades doubled.
Wow.
I assume the king of hearts scored, and then diamonds was set up. It's a lot of hard work.
No, I think, Ron, you're looking at board 23 where they made 5 clubs doubled. I can't see a 5 spades doubled in the mixed.
Ah, that's better.
Okay.
I was like, you can't be in the run to qualify for a world championship and let
New
five,
glasses required.
you're off 3 aces for a start. And even if you don't cash those 3 aces, you've got to butcher about 4 different tricks. So, hi, Matt. Welcome to the
Hey, Sartaj.
forum.
Okay, hi, Matt.
Hey, Peter.
So far, how far have you got, Ron? Matt,
Sorry?
how far have you got? Are you actually in Paris or are you somewhere in between?
Yeah. I'm in Paris. Yeah. We landed a few hours ago. All good.
Fantastic.
Settled in. Had a shower. Done some shopping. All good.
You know, the score's not very much, 9-1 at the moment. And we've got 9 boards to go. Same thing happened yesterday in the next off the ZA game. They weren't high scores until the last 2 or 3 boards. Then it went a bit berserk.
And didn't both teams miss a possible slam on board 1?
Yesterday,
No, today.
today, or yesterday?
Yeah, today's match.
Okay, yeah, I think there was. No, it's the first board today, board 17.
He played a low heart back.
Well, he was stuffed whatever he did.
Did West come back a low heart on board 23?
Yeah, low heart.
But I thought Jack of Hearts was down.
No, Jack was gone already. Went on the previous trick.
So how did he get on play?
I think Max Troth played a diamond. I missed one trick there, but I know in the end game he came down to 10 of hearts only.
He played
Did
a
well to
diamond.
get 9 tricks out of it.
Well, I guess we were looking at all 4 hands and didn't see this path. So certainly Mac knows a trick or 2. Let me just go and check. I'm going to go and have a look on the other screen to see if this was legitimate or something had happened.
Not sure why it's so noisy here now, because we're only halfway through the set and there's people taking bathroom breaks, etc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When players have bathroom breaks at this event, are they marshaled in and out of the toilets? Does anyone know?
Okay,
or-
well, I've got Rob here, so I'm asking, but I know that there's a girl who sits, a lady that sits outside the toilets, and she registers your card or something as you go in or out, or what happens?
Not usually.
Okay,
I haven't been checked at all, but they say there's random checks.
okay. Rob says no one's checking. Getting in and out of the main room itself is a little bit argumentative, because it's the thoroughfare through to get to the hotel. So while the game's on and you're not a player and you can't get through, you have to walk around in the heat to get around.
Alison might have more insight.
Hang on.
Down here, the opener upstairs, so it's different, but down here, the players have to check out using the to go to the toilet. And if somebody from their country is in the toilet, they're not allowed to, go, not just from their.
Okay, now this is from the horse's mouth. So Alison tells me that the open is upstairs, so that's where Rob plays. But on this main floor where we are, we have these cards, as you can see, I'm holding up to the camera, which have got codes on them. They obviously have players' codes. I have one for being a member of the IBPA, the International British Press Association. But so when they go to the bathroom, the girl puts the machine on the barcode and reads it. And if there's somebody there from her own country, then she won't let them go in. Okay, so that's how the procedure works. I think in Wuhan, they had little flags and of all the countries. And I don't know, you either had to pull the flag out or put the flag in to go to the toilet to show that there was somebody from your country in there already. So slightly different technique here. I think most people would say this. I think some people have been saying, I have never been to a world championship before, so I can't vote on this. But people are saying that this is probably the best venue that they've actually been to. It's very big. It's spacious in the playing room. It's plenty of space between the tables. And
It's a bit warm, it can be a bit warm though, in where we are.
yes, that's what my next point was going to be. This is like the soft drink. Everything's a bit warm here, you know. Again, the temperature in the building is quite warm. If you go upstairs, because I know that's where Trajan has all his set up for doing all the view graph machinery, that is really warm up where he is. And if you go down below in the building to where David Stern is doing the view gap commentary, it's dark, a bit dingy, and really hot in there. And have they found air conditioning for it? So it was really hot, so they must have complained enough. Okay, so now we're going to the other extreme. I'm told it's 15 now. But yeah, so it's been bit unsatisfactory down there. They only have one microphone, and the main guy who does the commentary is wise. He keeps that out of David's hands. No, David's a friend of mine, and
Barry Regal.
And Barry Regal's down there too, who visits us in Surface each year. Writes in the bulletin often there. So yeah, but we've got a few Aussies around the place. Let alone the Aussie wife contingent as well. They're a little team. And wives plus husband plus me. That's the sort of support team we've got here. I think you're the only person with a wife here. Oh, well, yeah, Peter Buchan's got his wife here. Arby's wife is definitely here. She's in our little group with Peter Buchan's wife and Robert Krok-Malik. So we've got a little old group in our hotel. We all meet for breakfast each day. And yeah, Helena Dawson, Richard is here. Definitely Denise has been a big support to Stephen Burgess, that is. Stephen's always controversial and with the very best of times. Yes, there's another one, Paul Lavings with Helen. So it's a bit of a family outfit, this really.
Sounds like the Wags.
It is the Wags, thank you, Charles, yes. What are we if they're the Wags? We are...
Mags.
Mags.
I get it.
Alison's voting for Mags. Okay. Earlier in the week, we had a limerick competition of which Matt was in Sydney at the time, and I think he won it that day.
Oh no, I don't. I don't know. I think
Jill
Jill won
McGee.
that day.
Jill McGee had a very
Oh,
good
yeah.
one. Yeah, no.
He got in very early, brilliantly.
So on the screen on the left, on a club lead, if I have it right, Mextroth has to win the ace and return a heart to beat 3-note trump. Is that a findable defense? It depends on what the auction was.
Hang on, I'll show you the auction. There you are.
In practice, I think he's just going to return a club. But if he,
Oh, I think he has, because I can see it there now. But the Queen
do
of
you mind
Hearts
showing
is-
us the auction just one more second again, Peter?
Yeah, sure.
So what's the auction?
Okay.
Diamond, a heart, a spade, 2 clubs, 2 diamonds, 2 hearts, 3-note trump. He played it pretty quickly. Okay, all right. Yep. Thank you.
And they got to 2 hearts at the other table. Did Joe Grew open these cards?
Yeah, so Joe and Brad are very aggressive openers when they're non-vulnerable and relatively conservative vulnerable. So I wouldn't be surprised if he passed the East cards, if that's what he did. Yes, Mextroth has to think about, Declarer has shown 4 spades, 5 diamonds, and then jumped to 3-note trump. That doesn't look like a man with 3 clubs. What was he playing him for? Club, queen, ace. He played very quickly.
Well, Zia and Mextroth have had a couple of issues with signalling the last couple of days.
Declarer's only got one chance to make this by playing the queen here, so
Still a very nice play, but Zia in a way puts
yeah, sure
pressure
is.
on Declarer. You know, Zia could have
Yep.
cashed the king of hearts, but he knows then Declarer makes 9 tricks.
Oh dear.
He's
Oh,
just
how
going
about
for it.
that?
Yeah, saving the under tricks.
Yeah.
Saving the under tricks. Wow.
Well, Buras is the current, I think, world pairs champion. So, but
It's always saving under tricks.
what about the form of scoring?
Yes. Well picked, mate.
You have to give credit to Zia. I mean, you have to give him like ace of hearts, low heart. Puts the
He
fear
did
of
it quickly
God.
too.
Yeah, it's the tempo of the play. That's what really got him. That's what really got Declarer. If Zia had taken a bit more time, he would have had more reason. That was a very nice play by Zia, making up for Mextroth missing a very, very difficult defense. Findable perhaps, but very difficult.
What's the contract on the right, Peter? Can't quite see it on the right. Yeah, that's it. It's better.
There you are. So it opened 1 heart by
Yep.
East, no trump, 2
Yep.
hearts, 3 hearts. It didn't go anywhere much, did it? Gee, but they have game on, don't they, Matt?
Yeah. Nah.
Nah, not going to do it.
No, you got 4 top
You
losers.
got
and
the
you've
losers. You
got
got
to
the
pick up the
losers.
queen of
these
trumps to
spades,
make
yeah.
3.
Yeah, I can see the bottom
You've
3
got-
losers. I
got
didn't
some
see the top
issues.
ones. Yeah.
But I've seen hands like this make. Rarely, but
So what happened on that last one on the left? We can see that on 24, 2 spades plus 1. If I just move this over a bit, it was 1 imp, yeah. But on that 25, the 3-no trumps going off on one table, and on the other table, 2 hearts making, gave a 5-imp swing to the Americans, which means they are 1 behind now for USA2.
No,
Sort of
we've
you-
seen 2 nice plays in this screen on the left. You know, Mextroth's playing 4 spades doubled, which I certainly didn't even spot looking at all 4 hands. And Zia's high pressure defense. And these are 2 of the best players in the world. No wonder they're
Giving it right back now.
yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
4.
Oh,
Basically, Mextroth always bids. If you look at all the hands, it's just a story. Every hand, he just bids. He just doesn't pass, like ever.
So they're in 4 hearts doubled and they're vulnerable. So this is interesting. And on the other table, it was just 3-no trumps by East going off.
very good lead, isn't it?
It's a good lead.
Very good.
Although it could lead to a heart crash, potentially, could it? Heart to the king and ace. 10 of spades. Queen, low, low.
Looking okay now.
Yeah.
It does have 4 diamond tricks.
I think the very top players, you know, I'm talking people like Mextroth and Zia, just like, let's say the top 10, 15 players in the world. I had this feeling that any hand, no matter what the situation is, they just always bid. They just almost never pass. If it's remotely possible action to bid, they bid. And it's in the play that they really show their class, that in the play they just tend to create tricks out of nothing or play at a very high level.
It's possible here that West is going to put in the 8.
No.
Play
Partner
partner
hit
for the
one.
9.
Oh, he
Oh,
did
good
too.
prediction, Ron.
Dear
There you
Ron.
are.
Had your Wheaties this morning, Ron.
Now he stays
Oh, I've
quiet
had
until
a
the
couple of
crucial
coffees. That'll do.
Yeah.
Which was actually going to preempt my question of, do you lead the queen or do you lead the 6? Leading the 6 looks right, doesn't it?
Well, it's
It does.
usually right lead to read low
Mm.
from Queen X in trumps if
Yeah.
you are leading a trump. But part of the reason for that is that if it goes low, low, Jack, King, and declarer has something like Ace, King, 10, 5th opposite 4 low, you might score a heart trick.
That happened in the Butler. So that's exactly that situation.
Yeah, so that's usually
Right.
the case. But here, because you've opened 1-no trump, the only upside to lead a low heart is that partner has ace doubleton. But even then, declarer is never going to play you for a singleton heart. So I imagine the queen of hearts is the correct technical lead. If
Yes, he did open no trump, didn't he? Yeah. Point.
I'm going to pull my microphone out for a second so they can hear what's going on behind me. Okay, so now
Whoa.
sitting behind me now, you can see Rob Fruworth, Jamie Thompson, 2 members of our, and they're waving to you all, 2 members of our open.
Hey, guys. Is it hot enough there for you?
Is it hot enough for you?
Yeah, a bit.
Is it hot enough there for you?
Yeah.
Coldest day's been 42.
Yeah. You just said 40 day was the coldest day was 42. Funny thing is, there seems to be a storm comes in each afternoon. It doesn't cool anything, but it blows up dust and storm everywhere. I always think of Lawrence of Arabia each time I see it.
Matt's been in like 4 times.
Is there anywhere Matt hasn't been in the world?
Oh,
Oh, Alison's been to Antarctica. Matt, have you been there?
No, I'm about to.
Oh, okay. so
Haven't. No,
keeping you there.
I haven't been to Greenland either.
He's been to Greenland though, Alison.
I haven't. I haven't.
And
I want to go there.
Which
So-
is 88 degrees.
So
An island of Norway.
I don't know if you can hear Alison. She's saying
I
Greenland
can barely hear her.
in some unheard of place.
Svalbard.
Sparbard, apparently. That's
Svalbard.
I won't get.
Is that in Norway?
Yeah.
Must be a long way north, I think, is what
Yes.
point we're making.
Yeah.
2 degrees.
Yes, you and her are professional tourists. There's no doubt about that.
Oh, you're professional tourists. Okay.
Well, you're an official tourist organizer.
Yes. Well,
So what happened?
is he still 2 off here? Oh no.
He should be.
Still
he should
500,
be
isn't
two
it?
off, but
Yeah,
with a lot
still
of
500.
complications.
Yeah.
Matt, you don't have a
First round.
caricature of yourself, do you?
Sorry?
That's not a caricature.
Do I have a caricature of myself?
Oh, and what
Oh
I'm
no, I don't think
Yeah.
that must be the internet signal.
yeah, flashing in and out of the thing. Yeah.
I'll change internet. See if I can.
That's okay, no problem. We can hear you loud and clear.
I bet he's really happy about the fact that that held.
So the reason why Rob and Jamie are here is they obviously sat out the first set. And they're waiting for their teammates to come out and score up. And then we have about an hour's break before we go to the second one. And I wasn't going to do the second one today, but seeing it's such fun being here with everybody, we will give the second match a go as well. Just need to guard all my gear for an hour. That's a tricky thing. You've never seen so much equipment as I've got here for an OB. I complained to Anna Gudge, who's the PR person, that we didn't have enough pictures of Australians. So she sent me a file last night that had a whole lot of Australians on it. Of course, Jamie stars on every picture file there is, you know. The bright young,
Playboy wasn't free.
yeah, the playboy, the young man of Australian bridge, he really is. And the camera loves him, or he loves the camera. And the good thing is when you're taking a shot of him at the table when everything's really serious, he's always got the time to look up, smile, give you a little wave at the table.
Isn't Ron somewhere in France or Europe at the moment?
Ron, where are you, mate? Alison wants to know.
I'm in Crete.
Crete.
I was in Crete at the moment. Go to Palliahora.
That's where I am.
That's where he is.
Oh, that's where it is. Excellent.
Yep. So a walk in the morning, coffee, a bit of work, another coffee, talk bridge, dinner.
One of our
Jay.
bridge, Alison sitting. One of our bridge players in Sydney, Gary Snow, who's got interest in nearly 20 racehorses. When I say interest, he owns the tail or the foot or so of those horses. He's just been with his partner to Crete, and I think he must have had relatives there. Had a lovely time. But the bushfires aren't on Crete, are they? They're in other areas, Ron.
Yeah, I would think so. Certainly where I am at the moment, the hills are quite bare. They're not. It's quite an arid place, so
Not much
I don't think
required.
bushfires are going to threaten here.
Yeah. Okay, they've gone.
On board 29, which is the hand on the right, where the Americans went down in 3-0 trump, the Australian mixed team has made 3-0 trump, which is a huge score for them. and for Phil, Markey, and Lauren Travis. And if Sophie and Dave can beat that 3-0 trump, it's going to be well-needed imps for the Australian mixed team. So hopefully they can do that. It's a pity we don't have, all of the more matches on ViewGraph and our teams actually playing.
We've got a slam on 30 coming up.
What?
Board 30.
Okay. So in the Open, we're leading 24-20, I think. From and we're leading the women 26-17. We're leading the seniors 32-23. And the mixed, we're leading 20-15. With a good board to come, I believe. So let's hope we can keep that up during the day.
Well, yeah, the bad news for the Australian mixed team is that they've just had a bad score, Sophie and Dave, and if they've gone 3-off vulnerable in 3-0 trump, and if they get on top of that sort of negative mindset of the moment, that's going to be very important. When you're defending a close game, and if you have negativity in your mind, in my experience, one mistake often leads to more.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
I hope they can get over that, which only cost 4 imps and win 12. Sorry to be talking about a hand that's not on display, but I'm
that's
quite,
okay. We're all
quite invested in the Australian mixed team.
Well, while
as
they're
probably
doing
is Ron and others.
Yes, and while they're doing well, we're all invested in that team. It's sort of flying the flag for Australia at the moment.
I was actually talking to Renee earlier this morning when you guys first started. I believe Renee's sort of like got the flu at the moment, but hopefully is over it. And I think she mentioned that the rest of the mixed team was having a few problems with stomach troubles around the place in terms of that sort of thing. So it's not clear that the team's travelling all that well.
Ron, that's a fairly common problem amongst all the teams, and certainly the supporters team that we're part of, it's been through them as well. And people thought I was crazy just to drink Coke and rubbish food.
Yeah, but you do that in Sydney, don't you, Peter?
Absolutely, John. I knew there'd be a day when it was good for me, right? Because I think you've got to be careful on the salads and that sort of thing here, is where some of them are suffered from.
It
And
isn't
as
necessarily that. I mean, if just being in different places, there's different bacteria and different foods, and your body just takes a while to get used to it. And I mean, is Rob still there? Rob and Jamie still there?
No, they're gone.
Peter?
No, they've gone.
Well, when Rob and I were playing in China, probably in about 1990, I mean, we would put down dummy and run to the loo. I mean, it would be taking turns, and it was just, it was all just not being used to it. We were young, and so there's a bit of that. It isn't always necessarily viruses.
Well, I heard the boys talking this morning that Ashley, I think they must have been talking about last night, was sick. And, they called for an ambulance and he got taken off. And, of course, the ambulance was a scam and took them somewhere else. And, yeah.
Is he okay?
He's getting better now, I think.
But
Their boys are not staying in the hotel where some of us are staying, so we don't get to see them very often.
And another big thing about all this stuff too is just keeping rehydrated all of the time, just constantly rehydrated. Drink heaps of water, even if you don't think you need it.
So what happened on the left to the, if I can just move this one over again so I can see. Oh, only one imp came out of that board in the end. Or was it the previous board where there's 12 imps? So 4 hearts. Okay, 3 no trumps, one down, which was minus 100. And on the table we were watching with Max Drop and Co, they were in 4 hearts, doubled, 2 off. That meant 12, which means that the USA are now down 14 to 22. However, it was 5 on the last board.
An
gonna
interesting
get
point
pretty
that Helen's making in the chat room.
It's going to get pretty noisy behind me, so let me know if it's unbearable and I'll switch my microphone off because teams are starting to file out now and score up. So on the right here, we have a slam, guys.
All about guessing the trumps, yeah? Oh, they need to lead a club.
It's an unusual double of 5 clubs on the right-hand screen by the north hand.
Do we
Ron,
know
was that
why?
asking, was that asking for a club lead, was it, or?
Oh, but it assures the club lead. And then declarer needs to guess the trumps to make.
Yeah, but the King Jack 4th club is hardly a clear-cut. You want to actually indicate a club lead.
Really? That isn't, partner's got the ace, partner's got the queen's and the dummy. All of these are pretty good holdings to double with King Jack. Now it's up to declarer to guess trumps. Yeah.
That's
Did Zia lead the ace of clubs against 3 hearts?
Don't know. Sorry, wasn't.
Yeah, did you notice whether he led the ace of clubs against 3 hearts?
I'm not
I
sure.
think he did. Pretty sure he did. Interesting choice.
I'm worried about the score.
Peter?
Yep.
Can you ask Alison if she knows anything about why Tunisia and Israel didn't play yesterday?
Alison, do you know why Tunisia and Israel didn't play yesterday? Politics, I think. Probably like us playing New Zealand. So in the mixed, after 13 boards, on round 16, that's correct? Yeah. Australia's leading 32-19. Is that what you get? Okay.
Unfortunately, they've just lost 11 on the next
Yeah.
hand, where Phil and Lauren did a pretty good slam, which went down on a club lead when the Hearts were 4-1.
Okay, so we've got a minus 11 coming up. Yeah. And they obviously didn't get that on the other table.
Yeah, the other table played games, so that was a lot of imps just pretty much out of bad luck.
Yeah.
Because Hearts could be 3-2, they could be 4-1 onside. In either case, Slam is a huge favorite to make.
Yeah,
looking at it
sure
here,
is.
so the moment,
Which is
yeah.
why when people say, you know, bridge is a greatest game and all of that stuff, I just don't.
It's the
I'm
greatest
So
glad
game
many-
because
while you're
it's this
winning. it's the
combination of skill and luck.
Yeah, so the four playing at the moment for us in the mix are Lauren and Phil, and Sophie and David. And they've got 2 boards to go, but as there's probably a time on this one as well. Oh, yeah, it might be a board to go, I suppose.
It looks like on the right hand with South thinking here that they've failed to use Blackwood
You know,
in their free
Even-
auction.
on the other hand, in a fair world, you know, you would lose imps for getting to 5 diamonds because diamonds would be
Sure.
3 and you have 2 aces to lose.
Yeah.
And the other team would more skillfully bid to 3 no trump and win imps. But instead, yeah, it's likely a push if he passes 5 diamonds. Just a difference of 1 or 2 imps rather than more meaningful game swing.
Yeah.
Just stay for 2 minutes.
Oh, USA is in danger here of Poland running away with this because there could be another slam swing coming up as well. It's already blown out to 20 imps.
Yeah, but they're just in front of the, you go into the playing area. Yeah, but watch out. They try and keep you out if you're not a player.
Yeah. I'll just do the end, just move over and I'll just
Yeah.
get in the last point here.
Yes, you better.
You better go and score up too.
Yeah. In the moment, around the other side.
Mhm.
On the right-hand screen, that's amazing that South didn't double four spades.
Those partners are past 10. He didn't really want partner bidding.
That's true, but you've got vulnerable opponents.
I think he's got a one off in his hand, so there's a big chance, I'm saying. Assuming doubles takeout, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, so we just got another board in for the mixed on board 31 with a 1 imp. Okay, so there's 1 imp to Australia. Last board coming up, 32, as we're watching here. So guys, I am going to come back after lunch. I'm not necessarily going to stay the rest of the day here, but I will broadcast from here. I didn't see a match that greatly appealed to me, but I'll have more of a look over lunch. Or you can give a vote or something. Oh my God, I've missed a whole lot of chats. Hello,
You're a busy man, Peter. Thanks, Peter.
Yeah. Look, today was an experiment, Matt. I took it on the road. So I've got this suitcase. I took a huge suitcase with all my gear. People thought I was moving out of the hotel and going home. But, you know,
They ran after you with the bill.
You know, this is, yeah, I'm at the Movenpick and the, but I'm actually in the main centre at the moment, as you can hear from the noise behind me. Or if I hold this up, you can see Alison and David Frieder behind me, waiting to do the score up for the open team, who will come back to here to the score up. Above their heads are the reverse sides of the screens, right? And the screens run around, and that's the whole reception area. What's over here? Yes, see how ornate the place is? All white marble everywhere. Not great for broadcasting because it reverberates all the time. And so Elaine's complaining, it's noisy. But, you know, the advantage of doing this is like doing football. If you do an outside OB, you get crowd noise as well. So we don't do it always, hardly ever. So we're just trying it. Tunisia, Israel, we saw that one yesterday. Why didn't Tunisia play Israel in WC? Israel got 12 for the match. Okay, so let's see. Tunisia must have refused to play against Israel. Sorry, guys, if I missed a hike and killed everybody. So I'll see
Thanks,
you
Peter.
all. We come back 10 o'clock, 12:15, it's an hour. That's 1:15 plus 10 minutes, that's 1:25. My computer's never changed time in the time I've been here, but my watch has. So that would be nearly 1.5 hours. That makes sense to everybody? I'll see if I can get some footage of people over lunchtime. So it looks like this match is going to end up with Kentrick's making the thing there and 10 on the other table. So it looks as though it's going to be a good win for Poland over USA2, the older of the two teams of the USA teams, 45-15. And we'll see everybody back here in about an hour, quarter hour and a half. Okay, thanks, Ron. Matt, you can go out and have some in Paris for a while, and I'll see you later on.
Okay, see you later.
Thanks, guys.